So 10 years of reading tires, you can look at a bike and you can actually, when somebody comes to you and says, well, I'm in this corner, I'm getting on the gas. So what we're looking at on this Ducati, you can see almost a triangle here and then a debris field right here. There's some debris on the back edge of the tread. So what this is a classic example of is, again, rebound completely out of adjustment, but it's a somewhat different wear pattern. Normally you'd expect the leading edge to have that ridge to it and the back edge to be chamfered at 45 degrees. Now we have the opposite problem. We have a clean area on the front where it's lower and a raised rear area with a bunch of debris. So this tire is skipping. This is a very, very good example, again, of two things. One is the shock's out of adjustment for rebound, and secondly, actually on compression damping, it's too soft. So we have a compression problem, but we also know it's rebound because of debris on the outer edge and a clean wear area here. And you can see it's very clearly triangulated. And then here's another one on the leading edge.
Now, when you say you know it's a rebound issue, you don't know whether the rebound is too stiff or too soft from looking at the tire.
And the only way to do that is bounce on the bike.
Bounce on the bike.
Normally with something like this, where it's on a back edge, it's too much rebound damping. Too little rebound damping usually scallops the front edge. So you can look at the tire and go, I think it's this, but until you truly push on the bike, you won't know. Yeah, this is another rebound problem, but this is chronic. Let's see why. It's too slow. So the shock's staying down at the bottom of the stroke and not relieving it at all. Well, the shock will come down and it'll work probably in the last third of the stroke. So as the road surface changes and the physical load changes with the bike, under throttle, the bike is actually working at the bottom of the stroke and never gets out of that. So what it does is squash the tire and relieve it, but extremely quickly. So much so that the rider wouldn't even feel it. So we get these massive balls of debris, again, just as with the Ducati, on the back edge, because it's too slow. And the rest of the tire is fine. There is some scalloping on this edge, same as it changed on the Ducati, where the bike's more upright and it's had a chance for the suspension to actually relieve itself and come back somewhat to mid-stroke. So again, we got a 2-for-1, but this is atrocious. And it shows how slow the shock is actually physically working on this tire. So the tire wear on this bike is probably accelerated by about 40%. And it'll take that much of the tire away that quickly. And you can actually tell on this wear pattern, it's actually severely ridged on the cross pattern rather than the side. So this is chronic. This is a really bad condition. Yeah. You see on the edges, right there.
Rebound where
right
where
on
it's
that
scalloped,
corner.
it's got a lip on the leading edge.
It's just got a debris field on the leading edges. So
Oh.
rebound's wrong on the front. And you can see here, remember the clean patch?
Oh, right there, that little clean patch.
So rebound is wrong on the forks here, because you can see a clean patch following the edge of the tread pattern, and then there's also debris here and here on the tire itself. So rebound's wrong on this one as well. All right, super announcer.
Okay, that's right. And I'm glad
You've been seeing all morning all of the tire conditions, so tell me what's wrong with that back tire. The pressure is on. So the first thing that's most obvious
is there's a rebound issue
right.
of some sort, because the leading edge is shaved off, chamfered, compared to the trailing edge.
Right. What about the evenness of tire debris and wear? It's pretty scattered.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't
here.
have a pattern, really.
It's not even. But for the most part, through sections like this, it's fairly even. So whoever's been riding this is actually pretty good with the throttle. However, we know in this instance the bike's imbalanced in rebound and probably compression too. So let's see.
It's too slow.
Too slow by miles.
Wait, yeah.
You're hired. Give up your day job. That's actually a low-speed compression problem. It's too tight, and there's a ridge in this tire from getting on the gas. Same as we had with Dana's bike. The shock is actually, there is a cold tear here, but it's not very evident. It's very fine, very slight. See what I mean by a fingernail shape?
Right.
But this tire is probably a quarter to a half a pound too inflated. But the day's going to warm up, this will disappear completely. The other part of it is this pattern in here shows that the shock is actually too tight. So as it gets on the gas, the shock quits working, so the tire has to take the brunt of the abuse that's coming from the engine. So in this instance, when it looks more like a lunar landscape, you know low speed compression and or spring is wrong, and the wear patterns, as a result of that, not clean and even over the tire. This is a very, very good example, again, of two things. One is the shock's out of adjustment for rebound, and secondly, actually on compression damping, it's too soft. So you're getting big tear mark here and a debris field that builds towards the back edge. What's really interesting is you get the debris field on the wrong edge here, but then it's chamfered halfway through the tire, where it's actually physically getting on the gas.
And that's a compression issue.
Compression and rebound combined. Compression because the shock here is relieved, because it's off the gas at lean, but when he gets onto the gas, the shock chamfers immediately takes 45 degrees out of the tire. So you have a pronounced ridge and then it's gone. So we have a compression problem, but we also know it's rebound because of debris on the outer edge and a clean wear area here. And you can see it's very clearly triangulated. And then here's another one on the leading edge.